Hello, this is the last cosmonaut, back with Order of War, World War II, specifically the Morning Sun campaign, the second mission. Now, if you've noticed a few changes in the layout compared to the previous video, this is because my computer on which I was recording before broke. Or is broken, and I haven't found a way to fix it yet. However, while searching for a solution, I was able to repair an old computer of mine, which is just good enough to play Order of Battle. The drawback is, of course, that my save games on the other computer were all lost. Which means I had to play through what we've done so far in the campaign again, and am once again here in the 11th round of the second mission. Our troop deployment is a slightly different one. For example, our artillery units aren't motorized, which is really a disadvantage this time around, since we can barely drag them to the front lines or in effective range of the enemy. On the bright side, we do have, all things considered, more units in our army corps. That is to say, the units that we carry with us from mission to mission, as opposed to the units we only have command of during a specific mission. And we've upgraded our armored component, or we've acquired more tanks, including light tanks. Still not too satisfied with it. I remember saying that my priority above all were tactical bombers and heavy infantry. We only have 2 units in our army corps of heavy infantry, and 1 more, which this mission gave us. As we go along, I will add more heavy infantry, I will add more tactical bombers. In this mission itself, we only have fighter planes deployed, which is a disadvantage since it does impede our attempts to take down the enemy fighter and thus complete our secondary objective of destroying an enemy fighter. Let's continue. I'm going to stay with the order that I previously had, so play 5 rounds, end recording, next recording is 5 rounds again, and so on and so forth. I believe we have made a little less progress this time around compared to the previous recordings, but I'm still confident we have more than enough time to take the railroad, that is the first part, or the first half of this mission, and then penetrate deeper into the enemy province and take Tianjin and Xiheying. My Chinese hasn't improved since last time we talked. So, so it's the start of round 11. I think we're going to, that is a militia unit, so let's start damaging them. Ah, wonderful. That clears that area, and maybe gives us an opportunity to destroy that militia unit entirely. And it did. Wonderful. 1 less unit for us to worry about. Now we're going to take out that garrison unit with our infantry here. Bring the tank forward. Here we have our light tank, which, well, yeah, we use it to attack the militia unit, so no use using that. Maybe we can destroy that infantry division as well. And we did, wonderful. So here on the southern front, so to speak, we only have this cavalry unit to worry about. Which is to say, we have nothing to worry about at all. Whereas here in the north, well, for one, it has the highest concentration of enemy troops, so it makes sense that we would have the most difficulties here. Here we have an anti-aircraft unit, an artillery unit, and an anti-tank unit. Here we have their division, their infantry. I imagine there's another infantry division hidden away here in Zhu Wei. Or Zhu Wei? Again, my Chinese hasn't improved. What I want to do first is get these guys out of that town. No, wasn't so effective. I was hoping that would chip at least one of their hit points off. Oh well. I think we're going to move that infantry unit there. Force that militia unit to retreat. Bring up the cavalry and take out that heavy infantry division. Since I don't want it sticking around in the hinterlands, possibly reinforcing, and then cutting back in as we're trying to move the offensive to the west and cut off our supplies. Now we still have turn left with our tank unit. Okay, let's attack that infantry division. Because we have cavalry support, so we're going to deal more damage. I think that is it. And let's end our turn. Oh, 2 damage, not bad. Oh, well, well, at a severe price for that Chinese cavalry unit. I think people say severe cost, don't they? Finally, they're moving. Well, good thing our units are dug in, huh? Chip off there. We're not going to conduct any offensive operations here, and just be content with crushing their offensive efforts. Crushing, oh, martial language. So now I saw that their fighter is back in action here, which is an excellent opportunity to take him down. And we did. Wonderful. Now we have an ace. And we don't need our fighters anymore now. So I'm going to field that one. I don't think we're going to deploy the commander just yet. Not until we see if we can still get a bomber of some sorts into action. Now I think the road ahead here is clear. Yeah, our artillery is so slow. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is in the next round upgrade one of them to be motorized, so that we have at least 2 artillery units that can help us squeeze these guys together around Xuanhua. Again, I'm not particularly in a hurry. I mean, we're still in the first third of the game. So instead, let's conduct a few offensive operations here. Chip away at the defenders in that town. Well, yeah, it's like a golden opportunity. Got them out of the way. And over here, well, I guess we do need to enter the offense at some point. I wish I'd brought an engineering unit in order to build a bridge, for example, here, which would allow us to work around the anti-tank gun, since the anti-tank gun only provides support against artillery units, against tank units in the hexes immediately around it. So we could have used the tank to take out, first of all, the defenders in this town. I'm sure there are defenders there, and that artillery unit. As is, I think we're going to try and get both the anti-air defense gun and the artillery unit from the north. So take this town and then work our way down here. Which still doesn't really inform my choice about acting here. Let's just move forward with the tank anyway. Heavy infantry unit there. Let's get our infantry going. Oh! Can move pretty far forward. And reinforce it. Get that infantry unit down here. Reinforce all our units. That guy? No. Doesn't have any movement left. Let's end our turn. Oh, that's going to be the death of that militia unit over there. Still taking eternities to calculate, Jesus. And the animations are buggy too. What are they doing? That could take them so long. Our turn again. Let's just eliminate that militia unit. Get that infantry unit there. Reinforce the tank unit. Keep up the bombardment of the defenders of that town. I think I'm going to move there with the heavy tank. There with the light tank. We're going to use the heavy infantry to take, or to help take down the anti-tank gun. To weaken, to soften it, and then we're going to use the regular infantry, even though it will involve a river crossing, to take it out. But by the time we're there, they will have support from the infantry coming from the north. So now over here we have still this cavalry offensive. Which seems to be threatening us more than I'm comfortable with, honestly. Oof! I must have dealt heavy damage to them before. Jesus. Eventually we'll get our artillery to the front lines too. Oh, I forgot I wanted to upgrade one of them. Oh well. Too late now. Next round I promise I'll think of it. And we forgot to move our fighter plane back to the air, to the landing field. Well, it's good they got their cavalry away with there. Well, come on, make up your mind, AI. Maybe it is better if we move the tank out of harm's way, actually. Because I don't like those casualties. They have heavy infantry there. We can use the light tank to attack their militia unit over there. With good effect. It's all piling up a bit much here. Oh well, it's an opportunity to reinforce our units. Now up here we have that Chinese fighter plane. This guy here. Who is probably going to go for our artillery. I'm pretty sure they're going to attack the artillery. Infantry there, and we're going to use this unit to cross the river here and provide help in attacking the defenders in this town. The cavalry we can just reinforce. We're not going to be using them yet. We are, I imagine, going to be using them in a few rounds to support our tank here. Now, back in the north, we still have one cavalry division that is threatening our northern supply depot, or depot rather, not depot. Let's repair our fighter plane since it looks like we're going to need him, and let's get this fighter back home. So it looks like there's a reason to deploy the commander, the Air Force commander, after all. To help us take care of their fighters. Yeah, of course he attacks the artillery. I think we've beaten off their attack in the northwest. At the very least, we have a reprieve to reinforce our units there. As such, I would very much like to get that light tank further down, or move it further down south. Maybe you can tell by the sound of it, but no, I haven't kicked my tobacco habit in the time since I started. Well, since my computer broke. I also hope that the one I'm using now isn't too loud. Since it's breathing very hard, I should say. I think we're going to move the tank over the river, actually. And that infantry unit 2, get that heavy infantry up there. Use them to chip away at their anti-tank unit. Reinforce our infantry. Clear the path for the river crossing. Get our fighter back into the field. Wait, I'm going to assign the commander to him. Him back home, or on the way back home. Ah, and this time I won't forget. Yeah, let's upgrade him with trucks. Now what our artillery needs to keep doing is have that light tank there. Let's see where the militia unit will flee, if it flees at all. As such, actually, I'm going to use the cavalry first to eliminate that militia unit. Or to use the mortars to... well, it's time we started dealing some damage. I mean, round 15 out of 36, we don't have too much time yet, and especially here where they have all their heavy guns. This will be a slightly more tricky area to conquer. Now, down the road to the two provincial cities further in the west, in the deep west, so to speak, I don't think we'll have too many issues, but it is a fairly long way. And another drawback of the shift in the units I wanted to deploy was that many of them aren't motorized, so that means it takes even more time to get them anywhere. Anyway, that concludes round 15. I'll see you in the next recording with round 16 and more. Wait, did we... well, before we leave, let's just reinforce our units here. There we go, there we go. If there's one thing we're not short on, it's cash. So, see you in round 16.